Today we're going to be talking about and discussing what will happen to all of your retirement accounts once you turn 59 and a half years old. You see, most retirement accounts, like traditional IRAs and 401ks, they have a condition where you are not allowed to withdraw any funds before the age of 59 and a half without going through something called a 10% penalty. You see, I saw this happen just a couple weeks ago where a lady withdrew $400,000 out of her IRA at only 58 years old. This not only triggered $40,000 in penalties, but because she was also under the age of 59 and a half, she had to pay an additional $140,000 in income taxes. This withdrawal of $400,000 actually ended up costing her $180,000 just between taxes and penalties. So what she didn't think about was that these $400,000, if she would have left it inside the account and left it invested the way it was expected to have about $700,000 by the time she was 66 years old and she was ready to retire. What she didn't even think about was the long-term impact of her current decision and withdrawing these funds today and what that impact will bring long-term. You see, unfortunately, this is what most people forget. Most people are only thinking about the immediate gratification of having the funds today for something that they want, but they don't stop and think about the long-term impact that this will bring to their financial future for the decision that they're making today. She pulled out 400 grand out of an account and she was now only netting $220,000, whereas if she would have left the funds in there until retirement, it would be worth over $700,000. So the question is, how should you start taking money out of these accounts? Should you start taking out at 65, or is there a better way? So the way you want to start distributing funds from these accounts is in small chunks so that it doesn't throw you into a much higher tax bracket. And this is the part that many people forget as they are withdrawing money out of their IRAs and their retirement accounts, and they don't think about what bracket they might now fall into every time they take out money. They just start taking money as they need for whatever they want, but they don't really stop and think about that vacation or the remodeling of their home, what the tax impact is going to be 1 year later, because now they're maybe in a 10 or 15% higher tax bracket. So this is why between the ages of 59 and a half and 73 years old, we have a window of about 14 years where we can be very strategic about how we receive our income from these retirement accounts. And if you're retired, you can be very selective of where your funds are coming from on a yearly basis to pay your bills. This is where tax diversification is so important, and making sure that you know how to utilize your tax deferred buckets like your IRAs, and also know how to utilize them in conjunction with your tax-free accounts like Roth IRAs. And this is how you can avoid sending Uncle Sam a couple $100,000 more throughout your entire life in taxes by just knowing how much to pull out from each account based on the tax bracket that you're in. So the goal is that you would draw what you need from your tax deferred buckets just to keep you in a low tax bracket, and then you would go and take out the difference from your tax-free buckets. And this will allow you to stay in a lower tax bracket throughout your entire retirement. You see, this is called strategic distribution planning. So if you're not meeting with your advisor on a yearly basis to go over what's your strategic distribution plan, make sure that you bring this up to them. This one strategy can literally save you hundreds of thousands of dollars from Uncle Sam. So please feel free to reach out to one of our wealth advisors if you need any guidance on this subject. I really hope you enjoyed today's financial tip. We'll see you next week.